everybody, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Wendy Yi.
Today we're taking a look at Point Galaxy. This is from Flat Out Games AEG. It is the third in the series that started with Point Salad, then the Point City, and I figured they'd do like Point Country or that it's Point Galaxy.
They just went to space.
There's nothing left. It cannot get bigger.
Nope. Point Universe. Watch out.
What would they do though? It would be the same stuff. Be still planets. I don't know.
It would go back to salads.
Don't get too caught up in the theme, but there is a little bit of theme Wendy's about to show you.
In Point Galaxy, players are trying to make a galaxy in front of them that is worth the most points. And they're doing that by creating a bunch of different solar systems. Now, on a turn, they're going to take 2 cards. You can take them from down here or up here, depending on what you want. And these cards are double-sided, so they're planets on one side once they get revealed, or if they're still in the deck, then they are kind of specialty items. Now, all the card types are listed here, and I'll just go through them real quick. But the goal of the game is to create a bunch of different solar systems within your galaxy, so you can collect suns. And on these suns, you're going to be placing planets. So as you place planets, you're trying to meet whatever objective is here in the middle, and those are just extra points for those sets at the end of the game. But also, when you place out planets, they have to be in numerical order. So you can either start from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top, but you do need to put them in numerical order. Now, you could go 7, 6, and then skip to 4 if you wanted. You don't have to have every number, but they do have to be sequentially in order. Now, the only difference for that is if you have a wormhole card, you may place it down, and then you may choose to basically start over your sequencing to whatever you want. So I could start here with 5 and maybe move up or down as my choice. Now, some of the other specialty cards that will come out are these moons, which we have a ton of them right now. And what these will do is they have a color or 2, and they have to slip between cards so that they score, because this one needed an orange and a pink, and we have pink and orange right above and below it. And so that can slip in right there, and that's an extra 3 points. We also have asteroids. These are going to slip on top of your suns, and they're just not area control, but like just a majorities bonus. So the person with the most gets 10 points, second most 6, and then the least is 2. Then finally, we have these rocket ships over here. These ones you get to gain every time you have 5 rocket ships showing on cards. Now, right now, I only have 1, but some cards have multiple rocket ships while others have nothing. So let's talk about scoring real quick. The way that scoring works is right up here. Your planets are going to score based on how many different numbers you have numerically in your set. You're also going to score points for your moon. So like I said, these 3 points right here. You'll get numbers of unique research icons. That's these letters right here in the corner. The more unique sets those you have, the more points you get. And then finally, we have the rocket points and then the asteroid bonus over here. Players are going to continue playing after each turn, refilling the lineup. Now, obviously, we won't have this many cards that are that have been taken out, but they'll continue playing, everyone taking 2 cards at a time until there's only 7 cards left out on the board. There you go. That's the gist of how you play Point Galaxy.
All right. So have you played all of them in the Point series previous to this? Okay, I have 2. This is kind of that midpoint between cities and salad. So if you are a fan of one or the other, just recognize it's kind of an in-between point, and I would almost say it's closer to Point Salad than it is to Point City.
I half agree. And how to play, yes, but I think scoring and the slowness sometimes of you saying, if I take this planet and put it here, I'm doing it for the number to get the run, but also I'm looking at the technology maybe and the number of rockets and the sun's scoring. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot more going on, I think.
Okay,
and
like ways to score?
Yeah, and scoring is just a bear compared to Point Salad. Like I would say it's Point Salad and then Point Galaxy and then Point City maybe, but Point City is easier to score. Point City's really easy to score, actually. There's not a lot of points in it.
It is, but it's very fiddly, the actual game, and the game is just bigger, and it feels like a very different game.
Yes.
Whereas this feels a lot more like Point Salad.
This feels like Point Salad with more ways to score.
With expansions.
Yeah. And in fact, some of the ways to score aren't particularly interesting. Like not the galaxies, the comets or the asteroids.
Yeah.
Having the most gets you stuff. You tuck them under the suns, and it's hard to kind of gauge where you're going to get points on those. Like, I tuck one, now I'm tied with you and everything, while everything else, I know how many points I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I
don't mind that, though, because I feel like so many of these little games, the Sushi Go's of the world, have that kind of stuff. They have some sort of majority mechanism, and it creates an interaction that you don't have otherwise. Like, otherwise, I have no reason to really look at your
I agree. That is the only reason, but I also don't think it's particularly interesting. It's the game, you said there's no interaction, but you will sit there and yell about the person in front of you every time taking what you need.
Yeah, you can't plan until it's your turn. Everything changes.
I really hate to keep mentioning Point Salad, right? Because when Point Salad came out, I played the snot out of it. I really liked it. It's really easy to play. And it's hard to keep comparing this because in Point Salad, I'll be like, I want tomatoes. Oh, there's no tomatoes out there. But you know what? There's a good chance there'll be some tomatoes. In this one, there are more different things coming out. If I'm looking for a moon, for example, I may never see one, or at least for a long period of time because of how fast things change. And the things on top, the suns, the moons, there's just more stuff to look at. Before it was in Point Salad, you're just saying, I'll take 2 lettuce, or a lettuce and a tomato, or I'll take this scoring
So it just
card.
feels more random to you? Like there's just...
Not that it's more random, because I think Point Salad was... I think the level of randomness is the same.
It's the same.
It's just keeping track of all of it. And I don't know that juice is worth the squeeze.
Interesting. So I found it to be very refreshing because I want Point Salad to be a little bit more. I want it to be a little interesting because I played it a few times and I go, okay, I've seen all that it has to give. Whereas I feel like with this, I can lean into different strategies. I can go, hey, you know what? A lot of moons have come out and they've worked with me, so I have a lot of moons. Or I have a card that's specifically looking for nebulas in the tags. I'm going to go big tags. And so I like that I can pivot and I can lean and that I can, you still have to do it as the cards come out because obviously moons may never show up on your turn. But I like that you can kind of lean and switch and change and just kind of like feel out what strategy to go into.
Sure, you're not going to finish everything, probably.
Yeah.
You'll have bunches of suns that score, and then you want to try to get rocket ships, and then some things score more than you think. Like getting a bunch of numbers in the same row is a very important thing. Getting a bunch of technologies, much less important. Because you score that once.
So sometimes I would say most of the time the suns don't score a ton, but then I have had some sets where I've gotten the suns to score a lot. It's harder to do with the planet ones specifically. So I get for every pair of planets, you get a certain amount of points. I feel like that's harder to maximize a lot. But
you also get kind of caught up in that.
You can, but I've gotten 15 points from a sun before.
That's
because of teching things and moons.
Sure, but some of them are easier to do than others.
I agree.
And yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, even the rocket ships, there's ones that are clearly better than others. Like there's one that gives you a point for every different number you have. You're going to get at least 4 points from that, unless you're playing like a moron and don't have 4 different numbers. While other ones, like 1 for every 2 moons, you may get no moons.
Right.
That's possible. The thing is, Point Galaxy has not been made in a vacuum. There's a lot of games out there where you play stuff to get points. I feel like in the last few months, I played 8 of them. It's not even it's going to be compared to Point Salad and things. Even the other game that these guys came out, Propolis, has a bit of that in it.
It does. It has the double-sided card.
I just played another game last night that did some stuff like that. And I feel like there's a lot of these games out here, and I love the space theme of this one. I think that's fun. Point Salad, I know you said you saw all of it, but I liked it because it was so fast. Boom, 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 boom. Take those cards. This slows that down by 50% at least. Maybe more. Because you do have to sit there and go, I really want a pink planet. But I need a pink planet that's 6 or less. That pink planet's 2. I could put that here. But then I'm breaking up my numeric chain.
Yeah.
Or I could take, there's just so much more thinking as. So for me, this one is so close. It's fine. I don't dislike it at all. It's an interesting game. There's a lot of things going on. I just don't think I could recommend it because if you want more complex stuff, there's a gazillion complex games out there. And if you like Point Salad and play it, and I've taught Point Salad to dozens and dozens of people, including my parents and other people, and it just played so smoothly. I would never do that with this. I'm not saying that this needs to be Point Salad. I don't mind the extra complexity. I just don't. It's just slightly missing. It's a 6.5 for me. It's almost there.
Close.
It's close. If you want to play it, I'll play it. It's fine. It's interesting. I like doing everything, but at the end, I go, I'd rather play point salad. So that's where I'm at.
That's interesting. This one really sang for me. I really enjoyed it. Part of it, I think that the draw for me, you talk about how it's not in a vacuum. I think the draw for me is that it's in the point line. And so that automatically makes it like stick out a little bit because I liked what Point Salad did. I really enjoyed Point City too. So I'm giving this one an 8 because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like I mentioned before, I love being able to lean in different strategies and kind of explore what a game has to offer. And I feel like this had more of that. I didn't feel like the teach was very complicated. There are a lot of different things to think about scoring wise, but I feel like we see that in a ton of games. And the player aid was super clear. Like, here's all the different ways that it scores. And
moons are a little tricky, I think. Also, the game has, like, you can ascend or descend. I'm like, that makes no difference.
It does on what you start with. Like, if there's 7s and a 6 out, I'm going to go with the 7 to 6. If there's a 1 or 2 out, I'm going to start my solar system with a 1 or 2. So it does matter. It depends
sure,
on
but
how
you
the
can
cards
go
come
up,
out.
I guess. But I mean,
yeah, it's just you work with what you have, and you mitigate your luck by having some going up and some going down, so that you're focusing on different numbered cards, so that you increase your probability of getting something. So this just really works with my brain. I thoroughly enjoy it. I love the way it works. So it's an 8 for me.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Point Galaxy, the third in this line, and I'm assuming the last. Who knows?
I don't know.
There'll be something else next year. Point Humans, and it'll be an anatomy or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Point Microcosms.
I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Wendy Yi.
We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you, and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.